All right, y'all. Greetings, 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 greetings. And I am back once more. And I want to say welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Brown Girls Are Beautiful, y'all. I know I've been coming on here late, but I'm trying to be consistent. Okay, I'm trying to be consistent. All right. So if anybody is up with me, feel free to tap in and join in. If anybody is up with me, feel free to tap in and join in. Remember, I am streaming on multiple devices at one time. So you will see me look at two different screens. And if you don't mind, y'all, I actually need to depart for a second. I was going to get my other sunshades because I still have these, but I wanted to put some different ones on that I had. But since these are here, I'm grabbing them. I got them on again, but I wanted to put something different on. Okay. Why do I have on sunshades? You already know my eyes are tired. It is late in the evening. I still have not even blow dried my hair. This is just what's been going on this week, y'all. Super, super, super busy. Super busy, okay? But as you can see by the title of the video, Living with a Man, Women Tell Their Truths. I thought this was a very fitting um, conversation to have. Yeah, I might have to get up for a second, okay? So we're going to get into it. Hopefully, nobody gets too offended. I think people do get offended by these conversations, but this is not the point. The point is to have the conversation, to talk about these things, because sometimes it's hard for people to actually tell the truth about their feelings. What about your feelings? F your feelings. It's not F your feelings Friday, y'all. Not yet. Not yet. But I hope y'all are enjoying these conversations and these talks that I've been having with you all. I hope that y'all enjoy the fact that I've been going live with y'all. I have been enjoying coming on here, and my whole premise behind this is to be consistent on the channel, to continue to grow the channel. The people that are meant to be here will gravitate towards it, and those who are not will find their place somewhere else. Okay? All right. Let's go ahead. I'm trying to find my live stream on the channel here. Okay. I see myself, y'all. All right. All right. I see myself, y'all. All right. I'm live. Okay. Let me see what it's looking like, y'all. So I tapped on that. Y'all, I am so freaking goofy when I want to be. All right. Let's tap on the other one. And I am streaming on wait a minute, why does that look the same? Okay. I am streaming on two different channels. Okay, two different channels, y'all. Streaming on two different channels. Let me see something here. Hope I didn't mess anything up. Let's see. I don't think I can change the orientation now. Nope, it's too late because it's already locked in. All right, I didn't want to do that, but it's all good. We're going to just keep rocking with it. You can find me on BGAB TV. Okay. You can find me on Brown Girls Are Beautiful. Those are the channels that I have. All right. But anyway, I digress. Let's keep going. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right. We're going to go ahead and share this video. I feel like this video is definitely important for people to, thank you for the like, by the way, for people to listen to, the concerns of these women. I think that a lot of times people don't understand the dynamic of what it's like to live with another being in a household, how that changes the dynamic of your relationship, how you two feel about one another. And sometimes it could be the end of a relationship, y'all. So Let's explore what some of these women and female have to say, guys. Okay.
With a man because I'm not gonna perform. No, I don't put my clothes away all the
Okay.
time. Yeah,
This woman is saying no, she does not want to live with a man because she's not about to perform. This is how she's really feeling as she lies in the bed with her bonnet on. Now, there's nothing wrong with that because she's in the comfort of her own house. However, I probably wouldn't come on camera with the bonnet up. Okay. But, to each his own.
I don't want to live with a man because I'm not gonna perform. No, I don't put my clothes away all the time. Yes, I leave hair products and makeup on my bathroom counter. I don't always immediately wash the dishes when I cook. And I don't want to be judged for being a human in my own damn house. I'm good.
I am 28, almost 29, and I realized that I don't want to live with a man anymore or again in the future. I literally have been living with guys since I was 21, starting with my first ex boyfriend, then my second ex boyfriend, and then this situationship guy that I was with for like 2 years. Basically, just to summarize, I realized that I don't want to have a second job cleaning up after someone, cooking for someone, cleaning all the dishes all the time, doing their laundry, folding their laundry, and basically being like a mommy maid to them. Almost all the guys that I've been with have all kind of been like this, where I end up taking care of them or like managing a lot of their household responsibilities. And I just realized I don't want to do that anymore. Like, I just want to focus on myself. I want to do what I need to do for myself. I'm a very organized, clean person. I cook, I clean, the house stays clean the rest of the night. I don't have to worry about anything. I'm not cleaning up after anyone. I can just do what I need to do, and there's no extra work that needs to be done.
As you can see, she is very aesthetically beautiful. And she is saying that she does not want to live with a man ever again. And she refuses to live with a man ever again because she does not feel like cooking and cleaning up after the man. She wants to be able to clean up her home at night and for it to be left just the way she had it. This is what she's saying, guys.
I also like focusing on my own hobbies and doing what makes me happy and progressing with my job and my life and my growth. I just feel like right now being with a guy isn't conducive to that. Unless, it's a guy that we have similar values and goals and everything, but I haven't met a guy like that yet. But basically, I just think I want to live alone for a long time and kind of just like stay away from dating for a little bit. And I don't know what's going on, but I feel like a lot of my friends and people that I've talked to or know have similar feelings. So
choosing to live with a man is like choosing to go to jail or prison, in my opinion.
Oh gosh. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't remember her, we actually covered this young lady on another video. Her name is Jazzy Bella. And if you want to check her video out, it's called Living with a Man is Why You're Exhausted. Here's the Real Cost. Again, her channel name is Jazzabella. Okay. So she said that it is exhausting. And let's hear her take on it, y'all.
Opinion. I'm never doing it. Big kudos to the women who decide to live under the same roof as men and they actually like it and they actually enjoy it. This video is going to be all of the different perspectives from women who have decided that they refuse to live with a man, whether they already had foresight on how the experience was going to be, or they've lived with a man before and it was a terrible experience and they vow to never do it again. I'm going to let the videos roll and then I'll see you guys in the back end. See ya.
There's a trend going around of women saying all the reasons why they would never live with a man again, and here are mine. For reference, this big old 4-bedroom house is just occupied by me and my son. There is no man here, and I am living my best life. Number one, they eat all the food within one day. I am not going to be cooking every freaking day. I like to cook like every few days. I kind of meal prep, and then I'll eat the same meal for the next 3 days, and it's less cooking, less cleaning. But when you live with a man, he will literally eat everything in one day. Number two, I don't want a man telling me how I want to decorate my space. I want everything in my house pink. I have a pink.
And she says this as she sits in front of a camera in the comfort of her own home with a face mask on. Now, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, there's nothing wrong with wearing a face mask, right? Whatever she's got going on. But why are we coming on a public platform on camera with the face mask on? But I digress. She's giving all her points and her facts as to why she does not want to ever live with a man. And it sounds all very similar. Let her keep going.
Rug, pink Christmas tree, pink bows on my fucking cabinet. I'm not compromising on how I want to decorate my home, okay? Number 3, I don't want to share a bathroom with them. They're leaving the toothpaste on the sink. They're leaving pee on the...
That is disgusting. I definitely could understand not wanting to share the bathroom space with a male counterpart. I definitely get that part. In all actuality, they make houses now with 2 primary en suites. And I always say I am a big advocate of him having his own space and the female having her own space. Megan Good did this with her first husband, y'all. They both had their own separate bedrooms, and I think that's a very healthy dynamic. As a matter of fact, remember I said I was an advocate of putting the man in the basement? When I say basement, I'm talking about a fully furnished, finished basement. I'm not talking about just a regular basement. The ones, because a lot of the basements look like mini apartments now. Something like that, because they always want their man cave. So why not let them live like that in the basement? But if you don't do that, like I said, now they have the 2 primary en suites with their own bathrooms, one upstairs, one downstairs. It's really an in-law suite. But for the sake of argument, you could also utilize that space for the man and the woman, right? And then if the in-laws come, you could work out other living arrangements. I think that will work out just fine.
The fucking toilet. There is fucking hairs all over the shower. I'm not doing it. I don't want to have to tell someone where I'm going every time I leave the house. I just want to watch 4 episodes in a row of my favorite series on Netflix and not have to explain that to someone. When you live with a man, it's kind of expected that his friends, his family, his mama is going to come over sometimes. No. No. I don't want to share closet space with a man. Yeah, this whole closet is for all my clothes. I just don't want to. I did it for like 6-7 years and I will never.
Let me tell you something. Living with a man will destroy your peace in so many ways.
Goodness, y'all.
You have to be fully ready and prepared to live in the same household as a man. And if that man is not your husband, you for damn sure don't need him in your house, in your space. I regret that so much. I destroyed my peace in my home. A man in your house, living in your house, mind you, your house, especially if he is not contributing to bills, just eating up your food, have your lights, your heat, all your bills go up simply because he is there. But if you're somebody that is nice and neat and quiet and have things in certain places and you wanted to stay there, you are content. You are not somebody that needs to be living with no man, because all of that is going to be destroyed. And I regret so much living with a man. I can be with a man, but we cannot stay in the same household. I like my house quiet. I like my house clean and serene and looking a certain way and feeling a certain way and smelling a certain way. And a man will come in and destroy all of that.
She said they will destroy it.
On top of you basically becoming his caregiver. You're cleaning up after him. You washing his clothes and his dishes and making his meals that he eats over and over, day in and day out. You don't get a break. If that is your dynamic,
she sounds like she got a child living with her.
You don't need to be living with no fucking man. Hell, you don't even want to be doing that for your husband. You do not want to be in a relationship that's not reciprocal. If you can do for him in every way, he can do for you in every way. You should not be the only one cooking the meals. You shouldn't be the one that's only taking care of the kids. That should not be the situation. He should be fully involved in everything is going on, including the bills within that household.
What do you mean including the bills? That should be the main thing he's involved in. What?
He need to be cleaning up after them kids. He need to be putting them to bed. He need to be planning and cooking a meal and not being continuously told what to do.
He wants
you should already know. You're an adult.
No, he's not.
Women are being placed in situations where we become their mothers. They go from their mama house to your house, and they expecting you to do what their mama did. But on top of that, now you got to lay with them every night.
No, you don't.
With their funky feet and funky breath.
Ew.
And they sweaty bodies trying to be all over you. My soul.
She sounds traumatized, y'all. I'm gonna be honest. She sounds like she's been traumatized, y'all. What do you think? Like, that is a lot going on.
Not live with a man if you cannot handle all of that, because they are going to expect you to do it all on your own. And then you can't complain about it, because then they get mad and upset about that too.
Oh, so they're hypersensitive for telling the truth. Like I said, like I've been saying, smelly feet, sweaty. Did he take a shower before he got in the bed stinking like that? Not I, said the duck. No. And this is why I said they need two separate dwellings or two separate spaces, because to avoid stuff like this. And let's not get into the snoring, because one of them said that they be snoring like a grizzly bear, and that's true too. And it will keep you awake all night.
So be mindful. I know I regret it, and I can't see myself doing it again. I just can't. I'm sorry. My peace, my serene, my quiet, my clean house.
What's good?
I'm not your mama. I'm not finna clean up after you over day in and day out, over and over and over again. And I get absolutely nothing in return other than what you got dangling between your legs. Absolutely fucking not. I say what I.
So I just got home from running some errands, and I put some stuff away, and I put the TV on just for some noise, and there's a real feeling of just peace. Right now I'm looking over the golf course, looking at the golfers. I can't possibly not be.
So she's just talking about all the peace that she has because she's not living with a male counterpart. Let's hear what this young lady has to say.
Living in your house. I will never live with a man ever again, for the same reason why men need man caves. This whole house is my man cave. This is my safe space. This is where I go to not be perceived. And every time I've lived with a man, because I've made the mistake a couple of times, every time I've lived with a man, I am managing a house. I'm not living in a house. You want to know where the scissors are? Go find them. Stop asking me. I want to know why the grass isn't cut, because that's your chore. So I'm looking at long grass. The trash is smelling. That's your chore. Now I'm waiting for you to take the trash out. Why? What is the benefit? I also don't do roommates. Don't get me wrong, because I need to live in my home.
You said she sounds grizzly. What does that mean? Energy, infinite energy.
No, I'm not managing it. I'm not stepping on eggshells. I'm not listening to someone playing Call of Duty super loud in the next room while I'm trying to work, rest, or read. I'm not waiting while my dogs are whining or my cats are whining because it's his turn to walk the dogs and he's sleeping in. I'm not doing that. I've told the story on here before where I have an ex-fiance and I was sitting right here. I was in my first meeting in a C-suite. So I had just gotten this major promotion. It was a huge deal. And we had some work going on in the kitchen. Now, at the time when I'd made this video talking about it, all the men in the comments were like, oh, you had work in the kitchen? You probably were the one who decided blah, blah, blah. No. The knock came at the door. He's downstairs. He's supposed to be working. And he's downstairs. And I hear, Amsa, someone's at the door. Then open it. He opens the door and the construction people come in and they're like, all right, like, where are we going? And he sits down in the living room. I had to leave my meeting, go downstairs and point them to the kitchen. And guess what we were having done? We were having a water line put in for our new fridge. He couldn't point them to the kitchen. He didn't know what was going on, despite the fact that we discussed it, blah, blah, blah. And to the people who say, well, you just haven't found the right man. Listen, I'm not going to spend the rest of my life looking. Okay? You want me to center my entire life around testing every single man that may potentially be a good partner? No. I'm I'm 37 years old. I've literally spent most of my life up until this point doing that, and it's a complete waste of time. The man of my dreams quite possibly may not exist, and that's perfectly fine. That's why he's the man of my dreams. I get to see him anytime I want. He doesn't have to exist for me to be content in my life. And I see all these men using the same copy that now that women don't need men for financial survival, they're dating them for the content of the character. Now we're all single. Yeah. What did you think was going to happen when women weren't forced to be in relationships? What exactly did you think was going to happen? I know I don't need a man. If something breaks, I go to YouTube University or I hire someone who knows what they're doing. That doesn't mean I need a man in my house just in case. That's ridiculous. That's like an insane thing to say, that I need a man in my house just in case. Just in case something happens and I don't know how to fix it, or you're insane. And I'll end with this. Let me just say this. Men, get your money up. Stop complaining about women being too masculine or being too educated, or get your money up and date within your tax bracket. Leave me alone.
Okay. Energy said she sounds like a big old bear. Actually sounds like your ex, except the cat's like you. She attracts what she is. Is that real? Is that really the truth? Because I feel like some people, what's good, Urio? I feel like some people can attract the opposite of what they are. Y'all don't believe that? Y'all don't believe that you can attract the opposite of what they are? Did y'all know that? You can actually attract the opposite of who you are and what you are. So sometimes it's not always the case, energy. Now some people do attract. Y'all, my hair's so freaking frizzy. You said they are supposed to. I don't know if you always want the opposite though of what you are. Everybody knows that phrase. I don't know if you always want the same as you or the opposite of you. Like, honestly, I feel like I don't think I could deal with someone that's just like me, because I'm a lot to deal with. And I know that I am. I'm very meticulous. I'm real picky about stuff. I mean, I'm really worth all the trouble, but I'm a lot to deal with, y'all. And I know this. I know what I consist of and what I come with. So I don't know if I would want to deal with someone just like me. And then someone that's totally the opposite. I don't know how opposite, because you can be too opposite of one another. So it kind of just depends. You said opposites attract is a common phrase, but not an absolute. Yeah. I mean, they say that because of magnets. I think when you're talking about positive and negative, they attract together. But yeah, in the case of people, they're a little bit different.
Second of all, value yourself. Like as a man who's complaining about blah, 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 you have more to offer to the world than knowing how to fix a damn toilet. And I'm not saying that because plumbers aren't useful. I'm saying you are not a plumber. What are you offering someone in a relationship besides providing and protecting, which you don't do? So you're just going to live in someone's house just in case someone breaks in? That's your entire contribution? I swear to you, you do not make enough money to have a stay-at-home wife. I guarantee you. Not where I live. Not where I live. And if you're going to be matching my salary, then let's both make bank. But this whole need for control and blah, 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 it's an extinction burst. And you can either keep up or get out of the way. Okay?
All right.
There's so many options
All
for
right,
you
guys.
to
She said an earful right there. You said you can also be too much alike that you bump heads a lot. I agree with that, energy. And then let's hear what Miss Jezebel has to say. Y'all.
Knew from my first serious relationship, I was never living with a man. First of all, I'm an only child. I've never had to share. I've always.
Now, let me tell you something. She's an only child, so y'all know what this means, right? She's probably super spoiled. Super spoiled. She never had to share anything. And y'all, when you get accustomed to not having to share your living space or share anything, it can be very difficult to transition into a space where you're sharing a living space with another individual. So, yeah, let's listen to what she has to say.
Been able to sleep in my own bed. I've never had somebody to fight with. I've never had someone that I've had to compromise with. So as an only child, it's always been ingrained in me that the only person that I've ever had to really consider has been myself. In my very first relationship, my ex-boyfriend used to bring this up all the time. He used to throw it in my face that you don't know how to do XYZ because you grew up the only child. You don't know how to compromise. You don't know how to share. And guess what? He was right. And also, guess what? I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I would only see him on the weekend. Okay. So I would do a sleepover. I usually would get off of work on a Friday. I would drive to his place and then I would spend the night Friday, Saturday, sometimes Sunday. But let me tell you one thing. Every single Sunday, I was ready to leave. Not because anything happened, not because we had got into an argument. No, I was ready to leave because I liked my own space. At the time, I was living with my parents, but even then, I liked the ability to be able to have my own space, have my own energy with myself, and be able to have my own solitude. When we did get into an argument, I used to always be so grateful over the fact that I could leave. So when we would get into it and I felt like the air was too thick and I felt like the energy was just way too much for me, I just would leave and I just go back to my parents' place. Having the ability to be able to walk away and cool off in your own space, in my opinion, it is invaluable because one thing that I have noticed, this is at least in heterosexual relationships, I don't know how it is in any other dynamic. When you have an argument with a man, when you get into it with a man, men also can be very passive aggressive. Okay. I know that that's usually something that is attributed as a feminine trait, a womanly trait to be passive aggressive. But let me tell you, these motherfuckers will turn on music and they're going to turn it on so loud knowing that you're watching TV because y'all done gotten it.
Hold on, Energy. You said you can, oh, she's a princess in a mental prison.
To it. They'll be slamming the doors. They'll be huffing and puffing. They'll be doing anything possible to be able to get your attention, get you frustrated, disrupt you. And sometimes they will do this unwarranted. You may think that everything is going well, but because he had a bad day at work, because his side chick is ignoring him that day, he will decide to disrupt the peace and you're living under the same roof as him. And another thing about it is that societally, men get to have cooling off periods where they just leave the home. That's very, very common. The woman will decide, you want to know what? I'm going to just ride it out. I'm going to just sit in the discomfort and it'll be okay. Meanwhile, the man's like, no, I need to get some space. And he's been out for 48 hours and you're like, I don't know where the fuck this man went. Meanwhile, he's out here doing Lord knows what with Lord knows who. And you're over here just like, okay. Men always allow them to have space for themselves if things don't go their way or if they feel as though the burden is too heavy on them, which is another reason why I don't see the point of living with them. They want to leave anyway. It's men out here who they'll be married or partnered up living under the same roof as a woman, and they just going to sit out in their car for an hour and then have to mentally prepare themselves to be like, man, I got to go inside the house and I got to see little Timmy and little Jenny and see my wife and they're running around and I don't want to hear them screaming and I don't want to hear my wife nagging. A lot of the time when life really starts, when they have the marriage, when they have the children, when they have everything that you've given them, when they have everything that they've asked for, they don't want to be in the house anyway. So what's the point of living under the same roof? Also, as someone that is 5'1", I prefer smaller men, okay? And I prefer men that like don't like to eat a lot. I dated a lot of wrestlers, and I like the fact that wrestlers kind of have a bad relationship with food because a lot of the time they're not hungry, right? So they never wanted me to cook for them. They never had to eat a large quantity of food. I dated one man that was like 6'1", maybe 240 pounds, 250 pounds. We didn't live with each other, but whenever we would get something to eat, I had noticed the discrepancy between how much he would eat and then how much I would eat.
What's good, true Grizzlies? Both parties should have their own energy infinite. What's good, Lonesome Dove? I agree with you on that infinite energy. I think she is really going into some very detailed information on the portion sizes that they eat. Y'all, people are going to eat according to like their appetite and how hungry they are. And yes, of course, the larger the man, the more probably he's going to eat, the larger his appetite because he's a bigger a bigger guy. She says she prefers smaller men because they're not going to expect her to cook. Y'all, this is interesting. What's good, Super Finn? How you doing, Lonesome Dove? Trissy, how are you doing? You said you're 6'4", you have to eat. I understand, True Grizzlies. You can't starve yourself because this woman doesn't want to cook.
And I used to always think to myself, if I were to live with a man that was this size and the expectation was for us to buy food, share food, we would be going through food.
If you're thinking about selling your house,
Y'all, if you're thinking about selling your house, get in touch with your real estate queen. Get in touch with me.
We'd be going through food so much faster, which would mean that I would be obligated to cook more. Or not only that, if there was some type of food that I wanted to save for myself, it wouldn't be there. Another thing is cleanliness. I have also been.
Let me just say this. Cleanliness is next to godliness. And in my personal opinion, hygiene is very important on both parties, especially, in the male's part as well. They need to know how to practice good hygiene, and that's like their body and even the living space. Kitchen and bathroom, super important to be clean. I have actually seen microwaves that have been so disgusting, I wouldn't dare put my food in there. What's good, King Hazy? Nice to see you in the building. Y'all, let me let her keep going, and then I'm going to give my take on this. Definitely, I grew up with bleach. Ain't nothing wrong with the bleach. Now, let me tell you something. My mother used to get that Clorox, the kind in the big bottle, back when bleach was only like $1.98, y'all. It's crazy how COVID raised the cost of cleaning supplies. And she used to bleach it down. You could tell when she was cleaning because everything smelled like Lysol, bleach, Pine Sol, but she could clean. Okay. And yes, Tinkerbell. It's nothing like having a clean space, y'all. Let's hear what she has to say.
In these relationships where I feel like I'm the anomaly, the man will be a bit more clean than me because I'm a little messy.
Yeah, there are some guys out here that have really good hygiene, really neat when you go into their living space. Actually, my grandfather was like that on my mother's side. You could visit him and he had everything neat in its place. It was clean, no dirty dishes. The trash, he never had trash in the trash cans, y'all. He was extremely clean to the point where he even, this might be telling too much, but he even had plastic on the sofa. Y'all probably don't know about that, but he did. Very clean. And every time he would step out of the house, y'all, for some reason, he was dressed in like a suit. I don't know what it was, but when he arrived and we had like a party, a birthday party or an event, he would come in and it's like he made a presence. He made an entrance and he would go around shaking everybody's hand like he was the president or something. I mean, like, I don't know, but that is just the charismatic nature that he had. And he had this big smile, these straight white teeth. And I always tell my mother that she gets her teeth straight from her daddy, right? And she never had braces, but she To me, she has really straight teeth. I didn't take after her. I took after my daddy, y'all. So hence why I have to get Invisalign. But I digress, everybody. Let's keep going, because even your hygiene, your teeth, how you keep your mouth clean is important, right? You don't want to go around with, stuff in between your teeth, and breath odor. I remember one time I was in high school, and this boy was talking to me, and oh my gosh, he said something, and you know how you get a whiff of the like they say the H word, like something that starts with the letter H. It almost turned my stomach, y'all. And it was early in the AM. We had just got to school. You said germaphobe, teeth connected to the heart. Yeah, it is. I remember in college you dated a woman who had bug. I left so fast. She had bug. What do you mean she had a bug? What do you mean by that?
Better, but I tend to attract neat freaks for whatever reason.
It's nothing wrong with that, y'all.
But I remember one time I had a guy.
Bed bugs. Oh no.
And he came over to my place. We were in a relationship, and it was the first time that I let him ever come over my place. There was blood on my sheets, and the blood
Y'all,
didn't come from me.
cockroaches.
The reason why there was blood on my white sheets is because he had scabs on his back that he was picking, and then he slept on my bed and he bled on my sheets after he picked his scabs.
That is disgusting. I would have thrown those sheets away.
There are stories of women who there's dookie stains on the duvet cover.
I literally heard of a story like this, y'all. This is an old white woman. No, she's not. She is, you can't see the other link. She is a younger melanated female. She looks like she's probably in her I'll give her mid to late 30s, maybe.
The toilet is a mess. The bathroom is a mess. There's hair clippings and hair shavings in the sink. There's 2 weeks worth of toothpaste splatter accumulated on the mirror. There are dishes that only belong to the man that he refuses to ever wash if nothing ever happened. There's expired things in the refrigerator that he is looking at actively every day that he's refusing to throw away. There's trash that's piling up that he refuses to throw away. No, thank you. At least living under the roof of myself and only myself, at least I'm able to take full accountability for the space that I occupy. And I know that if it's dirty, it's because I made the mess. If I see something, it's only going to get taken care of as long as I take care of it. And what happens is that there are a lot of men out here who they cut their brain off purposely because in their mind, well, if I don't do it, she's here. And so as long as I don't do it, she's going to be bothered so much that eventually she's going to do it. She'll throw out the spot. She'll throw out the rotten milk.
Hold on, y'all. Let me look at the comments real quickly. You said, I know us guys get stereotypes for being nasty. There, 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 okay, are women who's nasty too. Ha ha ha. Yeah, some trifling females out here, and that's even worse. I don't know why I feel like it's worse when females are nasty and filthy. I don't know. It's almost like the expectation is that dudes are going to kind of be trifling, but when a female is nasty, it's like, what are you doing? I guess because you look at a female as more supposed to be like a maternal figure and the nurturer of children. And if she does have children, you want to set a good example for those children, right? And she says she dating this person. No, she's not. I don't think she's dating anybody by the sounds of it, y'all. Okay, and let me see. Good evening, BGAB. The speaker is exceptionally beautiful. She's a nice looking woman. Hi, good evening. How are you, Superfan? Look, I'm tired, but I said I'm coming on here because I wanted to say hi to y'all. Maybe they should both cook. I agree. You hate dirtiness? Yes, definitely. If you don't get dirty, you don't have to clean as much. That's my motto. Well, I mean, dirt is going to happen whether you try for it or not, right? It's just the natural way of things. Things are going to get dirty, but you just got to clean it. You said, "Oh, your teeth are cute." Well, thank you. Who is she hooking up with? Probably some male. I mean, somebody.
She'll take out the trash. She'll clean the mirror.
Oh no, I think it is more of a, let me tell y'all something. It's more like a gentleman thing to like take the trash out, because I remember clean as you go, learn that in your teens. Yeah, that's a good way to be. Because, I was actually at the gas station, y'all, before I got to the house. Don't you know, I saw this little miniature little boy pumping the gas. He was so cute, y'all. I wanted to go over there and talk and say hi to him and his mother. And I was like, this is the cutest little thing ever. This little thing is outside of the gas pump, actually pumping the gas into the car. Yeah, it was so cute. And I was looking and I was smiling and I saw this lady sitting in the car in the driver's seat. And I was like, that must be the mother or somebody. I was like, look at this. Oh my gosh. He was so little. It looked like he might have been in like the first, maybe second grade. And I was like, he is pumping gas in the car, y'all. So she is training him early to be a gentleman. It was just the cutest thing ever, y'all. I wish I could have, like, I was peeping around the gas pump, like trying to see if I should go over there and say something. I was like, oh, look at him.
She'll clean out the dirty sink that I created. She'll go on ahead and do all of those things. Absolutely not. If you made a mess, you're going to clean it up. It's this idea that as long as a man lives under the same roof as a woman, the woman should just be responsible to pick up after the man, no matter how much of a mess the man makes. Another thing for me is snoring. I had one guy that we didn't date. We had more of like a friends with benefits like type of situation. And he lived a little bit of a distance from me. So sometimes after a late night, I wouldn't want to drive back home after, we did what we had did. In his snoring, I was sleeping beside a bear. And the thing about it is that this man was relatively small, like 5'5", maybe.
Oh yeah, he's short, 5'5", and he's snoring like a grizzly bear, huh? Now there are some mountainous snores out there. Trust and believe. There are some snoring that sounds like a freaking race car machine. Like it can get out of control, y'all. It really can.
Like 170 pounds, maybe, give or take. He snored like he was 6'5" and weighed 350 pounds. Eventually, he ended up getting a CPAP machine because he found out that he had sleep
apnea. Yeah. So for those of you who don't know what a CPAP machine is, it's these things that they put over like their nose and their mouth. And it's supposed to help the oxygen flow in their sleep, because sleep apnea is like they're not getting enough oxygen. And you can stop breathing in your sleep. It can be dangerous, especially if you're a heart patient. So they'll give the patient a CPAP machine. They're supposed to sleep with that every night. And it's a breathing apparatus that goes over their nose and mouth. And it quiets that snoring down because they're not getting enough oxygen.
Apnea. And it made a world of a difference with him wearing his CPAP. But guess what happened? He quit wearing his CPAP, which means that he went right back to sounding like a wild bear. I am someone that really, really prioritizes sleep. It must be dark. It must be quiet. If the sun starts to rise a lot earlier, I need to wear a face mask because I'm very sensitive to the sunlight when it comes to my circadian rhythm. I cannot afford to be sleeping in a bed with a man who is disturbing my peace because he's snoring like a wild bear.
They do sound like grizzly bears. Look, let me tell y'all, all you got to do is do like I told y'all, ladies and gentlemen, have 2 separate en-suites, one on the primary level and one on the second level, or put them in the basement. Or if y'all have like a third floor, y'all can be in the same house under the same roof and not have to be dealing with these things, right? And I even said there's a such thing. My sister was taking a psychology class, y'all, and I had to read the psychology book to her. What is it called? Living Together Apart. Basically, where you're together, but you're not living together, if you understand what I'm saying. All men don't snore like bears, just the one she like. Yeah, I mean, all of them don't snore. They don't, but trust me, some of them do.
And another thing too is that if it's not the snoring, sometimes men will abuse women through their sleep. And honestly, I could make an entire video about that just alone on itself, because this is a common tactic that a lot of men use. I had an ex to do this. The very same ex that I would visit every weekend, he would try to abuse me through lack of sleep. He knew I needed it very, very dark in the room and I needed it quiet. He would have his phone on the highest amount of brightness, loudly playing. Meanwhile, he could go do all of this shit in the living room, knowing that I had work at 7 o'clock in the morning and I had to drive 45 minutes to get there. Meanwhile, he started work at 9 o'clock working from home. Why are you being disruptive in the bed that we're sleeping in when you know that my responsibilities are way earlier than yours and they take more time? Because it was 100% intentional. This is the reason why I'm not living with no man. And this is also another reason why, as a woman, I highly encourage you to never let them come up in your home. Never let them eat up your food. If a man is sleeping, eating up your food, he needs to be paying you money. He's using your Wi-Fi. He's eating your food. He's using your AC.
They crawling through your window, sneaking through your doors, snatching up your kids, hide your wife, y'all. She sound like Anton Dodson, y'all.
He's using your heat. He's using your water, and he's doing it regularly. He needs to be paying, because just like children, when you are not paying for it, you just simply don't value it. Children have no problem writing on the walls. Children have no problem pouring out a whole carton of milk because they're not the ones paying for it. They're not the ones that are having to make any type of investment. Do not let these men come into your house. Do not live under the same roof as these men. The peace that I have from living alone, it is amazing. It's amazing. Do you know how nice it is to come home after a long day and like not have somebody here ready to have an argument? Do you know how nice it is to come to a house where I get to leave and I get to come back, and guess what? Everything is exactly where it was when I left. I don't ever have to come home from vacation and worry about the surprises that I may get because the husband decided, I'm just going to let the dishes pile up because once she comes home, she's going to clean the dishes.
I'm trying to find out, why is the man at the house and she's coming home from work?
I'm not going to do any laundry. I'm not going to fix up any food. It is so nice to have full.
So he's the housewife.
Full and complete control over the peace, the aesthetic, the serenity, the vibe, the energy.
All right, Jim Rock, haben Sie einen guten Nacht?
Of a place that only I live in, that only I inhabit. And it is so important that if you do live alone, you cherish it and you value it, because in most cases, your lived experience under the same roof as a man is going to be lackluster in comparison to you living alone as a single woman. The only thing you would ever really have to consider is your safety. And guess what? There are firearms, there are weapons, there are self-defense that can increase your level of survival if push were to come to shove. That is my long rant for this video. Please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you all next time. Bye.
Home crisis.
Oh my gosh, y'all. So when I listened to her video, I was like, I got to share this on the channel with y'all, because she makes me laugh, y'all, the way she explains things. You said she must be a sugar mama. She definitely seems like she she's well taken care of. She knows how to take care of herself. I think she's the type, she's very spoiled. Probably she likes to pamper herself. And I think it's going to take the right type of man to be able to please her, if you will. Okay. Because she sounds like she can be a handful, y'all. She a little diva. You said oh yeah, infinite energy. That's probably why she would go to his house, because she didn't want him coming to her house. She didn't want him there. That's what she did. She was controlling the situation, I guess. Yeah, it's so interesting. So y'all had some very interesting comments. She sounds like an old no, she's not. She's not YT. She's melanated. She's a light complected melanated female, and she's kind of young. Like I would give her in her 30s or something like that. Cougar. You think she's a cougar? Well, I guess she's on the prowl, huh? No, I really don't know, y'all. But I just thought that was an interesting video, interesting perspectives that I wanted to share with y'all on the channel. Yeah. So, yeah, just thought I'd bring that up here. You laughing? Oh, there you go. Energy. You found me on the other one. Um, okay, hold on, y'all. It's not over yet. Is one more that I wanted to play. I'm trying to keep this at an hour or less, so we only have 10 more minutes. Hopefully, this next video is not 10 minutes long, because I'm gonna have to skip through it. Hold on one second. Hold on, y'all. Okay, here we go.
Knowing that a man isn't fucking there. Oh, it brings me so much joy. No matter how bad my day is, I'm always like, at least a man ain't there. At least a person is not there that I would have to serve, on top of having a day where I've had to serve everybody else at work. Like, I literally got some new pole dancing shoes. Like, look at these, with some shoe protectors. Like, look at these. If some man was here, he would have been like, you're spending all that money getting those shoes. Those look stupid. We need to be saving our money. You need to quit spending all that money, even though it's my fucking money that's coming out of my fucking own bank account. The money that I work for, okay? I don't have to hear any of that shit. I literally can sit back here, watch my man-hating content and my true crime content, and drink my fucking Saratoga sparkling water. And I don't have to hear about some man. Why are you watching that true crime? You like sparkling water? Why you drink that sparkling water? That stuff tastes like junk. It's like, I don't want to fucking hear that. All men do is complain about every single thing it is that women do.
Goals. The things we dream.
Do they now? Do they all complain about everything that a woman does? That is kind of generalizing it. I don't think they complain about everything.
That's what you like to watch. That's what you like to spend your money on. That's what you like to drink. Like, shut the fuck up. And men wonder why, oh, you're going to be alone and single. No, if someone was living with me, they would be the ones living in hell. They would be the ones living in hell, because I would literally be verbally abusing them all day. I would literally be cussing them the fuck out every moment that I had the chance to, because I cannot take living with another person, let alone a man. My place looks terrible right now. It's fucking cluttered. And guess what? I don't give a fuck. I'm going to get up and clean my place when I good and well fucking get ready to. I don't have to worry about some man being here. You need to pick up around this place. What time is the food going to be ready? You want to know what the fuck I'm probably eating for dinner tonight? A goddamn avocado and some white rice. I'm not about to sit here and cook no goddamn steak dinner, salmon, and all this other bullshit. Like, I'm literally eating healthy and getting my shit together. I don't have time to eat my healthy food and then eat some goddamn nasty ass pork chop that some man wants me to cook for him. with a ton of fucking butter and sauces and all this other shit.
Now, I do say this. I do believe that whenever you get involved with a significant other, I feel like diet is very important. I feel like diet is very important between the two. Like you really need to discuss what your dietary preferences are, especially like because why I say that is because you could be on two different frequencies when it comes to your food. And if you're trying to be on your health journey and he's not and he's just eating whatever and anything, that I don't think that dynamic is going to work too well. I think y'all need to be kind of trying to come together on one common accord when it comes to that. The nutritional value in the house. You said H nah, she a scripper that dates bums. Hold up. Energy infinite. I think it's because the man wants all the attention. There's the admission finally. Is she even straight?
Completely ruining my plan, making me have to cook twice the amount, having to come home after a long day and fucking feel obligated to clean. And then don't even get me started on when my fucking head hits the pillow. You know how nice it is to be in my bed, and if I'm in the mood, all I gotta do is fucking roll over and grab my, B.O.B. I don't have to worry about being tired and finally being like, oh yes, my pillow, rubbing my feet together, feeling all comfortable, and then having to hear a guy, you know what I want, or him not saying anything, him just pushing up against me, and I'm feeling some fucking hard appendage up on my lower back. Like I don't.
Hold on. You said she's hot though. I'd clean and cook and work if I had her. I hope you're doing these things even if you don't have her. You should be cleaning and working even if you don't have her. Now, if you don't want to cook, that's a whole different thing because I personally feel that you don't necessarily have to cook to be healthy. Like a lot of foods that we're supposed to be eating should be raw. Actually, if you think about it, we should be eating raw vegetables, raw fruit, because that's how we get the live enzymes and the nutrients out of them. You said I could melt her ice, but that would mean traveling to Hades for the fire. But you said, but hold on. You said, but for her mint. Okay, y'all. So y'all like her.
I don't dream of any of that shit. There is no amount of loneliness or depression in the world that would ever make me want a life to live like that. I'm telling you, I will fucking shiver in my covers every night. I will have cat hair attached to every fucking thing that I own. I will fucking wallow in the depths of loneliness while I die before I ever allow myself to live and cohabitate and deal with a fucking man. It's never going to happen. Living with a man for me would be a death wish.
Oh God.
It would be the closest thing to fucking death that I could ever imagine. I get nightmares just thinking about living with a man. I've never in my life wanted to cohabitate with a man.
Oh my gosh. You said you said her personality is not very hot. No, I don't like her attitude, voice, those stripper boots. Well, look, y'all don't think she reminds you of the other one? I think they look alike and sound alike, actually. Y'all don't think they kind of hold on. Y'all don't think they're similar? Because I think so. I think her and this other lady kind of sound alike and talk alike and kind of look alike. Y'all don't think so? Hold on, let me see if I can go back. Let me see if I can go back and find her. Okay. Okay, here she is. Now look at this. All right. Maybe they don't look all the way alike, but let's listen to how they sound.
Out here who they'll be married or partnered up living under the same roof as a.
All right, now that's her voice. Now let's listen to her voice.
Never, ever, ever. I could barely survive on weekends when I would spend the night.
Now, I don't think they sound a little similar. You said I didn't see the other one, but you see how the spirits are similar. You said man hater, attitude, voice. The okay.
With the man. I would get off of work Friday, go over there Friday night, spend Saturday, Sunday, and then leave Monday. Listen, by the time it was time for me to get ready to go to sleep Sunday night, I would be like, I'm so excited. I cannot wait to wake up and get the fuck out of here. And nothing would have even happened either. It wouldn't like there would be some argument. It wouldn't be like there would be some type of falling out. I am the only child. I like my own fucking space. I don't want to share the same space with no goddamn man. I just don't want to do it. And what's even crazier is that normally, even when I do share space with men, usually they're the clean ones. And that's the reason why I don't want to be a fucking around them. Okay? I will give myself, like, okay, probably tonight I'm going
So they are similar. Because the other lady, remember this lady right here? She said that usually she's the messier one and she gets neat freaks drawn to her. So they are very similar. Wow.
to clean up a little bit because it's really not dirty. It's just, a little bit of like clutter. I want to have time to do nothing after a long day.
Mm-hmm.
Your cortisol as a woman reduces by 35%, according to Joe Dispenza, reduces by 35% after like 3 months of a woman living alone.
Mm.
That is how poorly our body responds to living with men because they want you to do too much goddamn work.
Okay, so from the sounds of it, y'all, it sounds like she feels pressure coming from a male. Like if they're in her living space, she probably feels the need to like have to clean up constantly, have to cook constantly, have to do certain tasks constantly. So she's probably feeling on edge and she is totally against it. It almost sounds like she's been traumatized. You said you thought they were the same person? No. That they're not the same person, Lonesome Dove. You said because they start cleaning, she's nasty. I don't think she's nasty. I don't think she's a nasty person. I think she might just have some clutter. You said an older video, maybe. I don't think it's the same woman, y'all. All right, so look, if you can see it, look at her and listen to this voice.
Women are designed to rest. Okay? We literally have bodies that are designed to create a whole human within 9 months.
Okay, that's her. And then let's listen to her.
Woman, and they're just going to sit out in their car for an hour. And
They're definitely not the same woman because she is her body type is different. She's more, I don't know how to describe it, fuller, like full figured or something. And then this other lady, you can't really see her body, but I think she's slimmer.
That's not the same body that is operated to also be going to work.
Two totally different women.
Coming home, cooking, cleaning, raising children, being submissive, going 50-50, and giving a man sex at the very end of the day when it's all said and done.
You said they both have pointy chins. They both thick. They both are. I can't really tell because she's covered up. So I don't know what her body looks like. Can't tell.
Getting 5 hours of sleep and not even good sleep at that because in most cases, these motherfuckers have a deviated septum or they're overweight so they're fucking snoring. And we know men don't like to prioritize their health. So they're either not going to go to the doctor. And if they do go to the doctor, they're not going to fucking wear the CPAP machine that the doctor has given them to use.
Watch live market analysis, ask questions in real time, and see how professionals approach the market step by step.
But she's talking about a CPAP machine.
So you're going to get...
The other lady was talking about the CPAP machine. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Okay, hold on, y'all. Sorry. Hold on. Can y'all still hear this? I don't know if y'all can still hear it. Hold on. Let me stop sharing and I'm gonna reshare it. I think it stopped playing the audio. Let me try it one more time. 1 second, y'all.
To say that I have a man when it's literally men everywhere. It isn't like a man is some rare gem, something that I can't find everywhere. Men are literally everywhere. Men are literally everywhere to the point where I could make one myself. I literally could make a man right now. I literally could get pregnant and have him and push out a boy who will then become a man.
Okay, she was okay. I'm sorry.
Just to say that I have a man when it's literally men everywhere. It isn't like a man is some rare gem.
She was talking about being a slave to a man, y'all.
Something that I can't find everywhere. Men are literally everywhere. Men are literally everywhere to the point where I could make one myself. I literally could make a man right now. I literally could get pregnant and have him and push out a boy.
You said how the hell she thinks she gonna get pregnant? I know, right? Infinite.
Who will then become a man. And you mean to tell me that society has groomed and conditioned women and brainwashed women to think that we're supposed to want one living under the same roof as us when there's all this shit that they want you to do? There's all of these things that they have that they expect you to do. I don't dream of fucking labor. I already have to work a fucking job to survive. I don't want another fucking 6 or 7 odd jobs that the payment is for me to have a.
But it still takes a man to do that, Superfin. You still have to have a man to do that with. I mean, you don't have to be with the man, but you have to get it from a man, right?
Man, I can't do shit with that. I can't do shit. I can't put it on a resume. I can't talk about it during a job interview. I can't use it as a form of payment. I can't do anything with fucking saying that I have a man. It's completely useless. Completely not necessary. I'm going to take my ass home after work and come home to the silence, the lack of me needing to do things, the little clutter, the little messes, the little girl dinner food that I have in my refrigerator. I'm going to come home to that every single night before I ever come home to a man that wants me to cook, clean, and fuck and then shut up about it. No, you couldn't pay me enough to want to live under the same roof as a man. I'm going to be single forever and lazy forever. And my cortisol is going to be lower and I'm going to age slower because of it.
Bethany is marrying my middle school boyfriend, so I have to.
Interesting, y'all. Interesting. You said, hold on, y'all. Trying to skip this. Okay, that was the end of her. Okay, let me see what y'all are saying on here. All right, you said, true. Come on, man. She's irritating. Her loss, bullet dodged by all mankind. Y'all are saying that's the same lady. I don't know. If it is, some of y'all said it is her. I couldn't really tell if that was the same lady. I don't think it was, but y'all said it is. Y'all said it was the same lady. You said, oh, the wall is coming for her, then she will change her mind. Yeah, be a little bit nicer and kind. We don't know what type of trauma she sounds like she might have been traumatized by a man, y'all. Maybe they might have been traumatized. We don't know what they've been through. That was, I mean, it was kind of what's the word? I don't want to say harsh. They're very vocal. But it was I wouldn't take it that far. I mean, but she said never ever will she entertain the thought. That's what they're saying, y'all. So it's very interesting. Very interesting. You said she has issues. Oh, y'all. I just thought it was interesting. That second video, that was my first time seeing that one. I didn't see that one. Too late by then. Leopard print house shoes forever. What? What's wrong with leopard prints? Infinite energy. What about cheetah print? Ow. Y'all did not like what she had to say, I could tell. But anyway, y'all, I just thought this was interesting. Thank y'all for rocking out with me. I've been on here for about an hour and 10 minutes. This has been an episode of yours truly, Brown Girls Are Beautiful. Thank you for the likes. Please consider subscribing if you like the vibe. Hype it and like it, y'all. It is almost 11 p.m. where I am Eastern Standard Time. I have to get off here. I got to get ready for tomorrow. And as always, I'm going to say continue to walk in your divinity. Remember to always celebrate yourself. And y'all stay elevated. Haben Sie alles einen guten Nacht. You said it was a good live stream tonight. Thank you. Flowing see-through robe, trying to bag a YN. Nice to catch you on the live stream, 7. Thank you, Superfin. Energy, infinite. You are a mess. Y'all, thank y'all for making me laugh. All right, y'all. I gotta go. Signing out, y'all. Until next time. See y'all.